$1,179.34. This is how much I spent at my Yosemite trip for 5 days. If all you cared about was the total cost, you can pretty much click out of the video. But for the rest of it, I'm gonna break down how much I spent. I categorize all of the spending into five categories: recreational, housing, the gear I use on the trip, transportation, that's mainly fuel, and all the food costs. For the recreation, this is usually anything to do with fees. For the main ones were like the bike rentals, the half marathon costs. The main reason why I did this trip was to do the Yosemite half marathon. And so I actually bought the tickets, or I registered for it relatively late. So I spent like the full price of 170. Not ideal. I would have ideally signed up for it sooner, and I was training for it at the start of 2023. But I guess I just procrastinated and I paid the full price. So that's what the 169. And for this list, the greener it is, the more it is in relation to the rest of the prices. Here, the private vehicle pass for the Yosemite National Park wasn't too bad. Like, it's $35 for a couple days. I think that's really good. I expected that to be a lot higher, and that's just to get into the park. I think if you're going by foot or by bike for some reason, it's a little bit cheaper. But if you're going by car, which I think most people are going to be doing, it's $35. The Airbnb was $326.70. And the breakdown of that, we stayed there for 3 nights. Each night was $77. The subtotal for those 3 nights came out to $231. But of course, all the cleaning fees and the service fee and the taxes, that brought that up to over 300, which was not ideal. But considering that one night in the Yosemite Valley Lodge, $289 a night, what I would have spent in one night, I spent for four at an Airbnb. Now, the one downside of that is that you have to commute and round trip 2 hours into the park. And so you're kind of trading your time to get a cheaper place to stay. I'll leave it up to you whether it's worth it or not. I think it was worth the save. The next thing was the Arctic Zone backpack cooler. I probably could have skipped this, but this is what we used to keep all of our food cool. Could have been cooler. I think what I would do differently is I would take the freezer packs that I got at Walmart and place it inside the backpack. That way the food would have been a lot colder. And we used this to store all the sandwich materials. Of course, I got gas. Silva's local gas station place. It's really cheap. $43. So this next day on the 4th was all about getting the snacks and the water. So I got a whole bunch of snacks. A whole box of Vicky's chips. Those are these chips if you don't know. They're kettle cooked chips. Really good. So I got a whole box of those. It was probably overkill to get like a whole box of those and bring it in the car. I probably could have gotten away with bringing, I don't know, like 10 bags. And it took up a lot of space, so I definitely didn't need to bring all of it. I also bought 2 jugs of water. Each of them was 2.5 gallons. This was way too much water for the two of us. I went on this trip with my cousin. The whole trip, we only drank like 1 jug total. So we probably could have gotten away with 1 jug, but the last time I went on a hike, we brought 2 little waters. So I think in this case, it's better to bring too much water. And I wanted the jugs because I wanted the little like spout at the end so we can refill our water bottles. That was $11. Did not expect to spend that much on water, but it is what it is. The day that I left, this is where I decided to carb load, which I don't know if it was a great idea. So I got burgers and fries at Islands, and I got 2 fries there, or 2 like I didn't even get a basket. I just got like their regular fries, and then when I got it, I was like, oh crap, this thing is friggin' massive. So I ate a whole bunch of fries there. So much so that the night of, I didn't feel very hungry. So I don't know. I think I should have cut on the fries. I also got some milk tea at 85C. I forgot to get boba in this one. Straight milk tea. This was just to keep me awake on the drive up to the Airbnb. Just some gas costs here. I got gas any opportunity, instead of just waiting for my car to run down low, just so I could keep the car topped off and not worry about the range. Let's see. So the night of, we got a salmon fillet for $10. That was pretty good. My cousin Alan wanted to air fry it. I was like, I didn't want to take it out of the car and I was too lazy. So I just told him to stir fry it. And I think it worked out pretty well, although he got food poisoning. I don't know if it's from the salmon. Like, I didn't get sick, so I don't know if it was from the salmon, but he just felt really sick. It could have been like the shock of the trip as well to his system. After the half marathon, I got 2 sprint hats and a Yosemite sweater, and that was $117. Really pricey. The hats, each hat was $32, and that's pretty pricey for a hat, but they're like really high quality hat. Like, they're very light, moisture wicking. I mean, not sponsored. It's a really nice hat, really light, and I thought it looked really cool. Mine has a bunch of grizzly bears on it. I got him with a bunch of rabbits. $32 for each hat. The Yosemite sweater was like $45. That was also pricey, but I was also like freezing. I didn't bring my sweater, or I didn't bring anything for the gear check. That's probably what I should have done. But I was freezing. I just wanted something to wear, and so I spent $117 on gear. Also, going back to the backpack, the ice wall backpack cooler. This is the reason why I got that, was because for the Yosemite trip, I wanted to make a bunch of sandwiches. And so we spent $50 worth of materials. That includes the sourdough bread, all of the meat, the cheese, tomatoes, spinach, the sauces that we were going to use for the sandwiches. The sandwiches lasted, I think we made like 6 to 8 sandwiches. And so I think we got a pretty good value by doing this instead of eating out or like getting food at one of the restaurants at Yosemite. Let's see, more gas. Went to the Vons there. Bike rental. So this was actually supposed to cost $60, but the lady that was at the front desk, she felt bad for us for some reason. She never explained why. And so she only charged us for one bike, which was really nice. These were cruisers where you could rent one of these and bike around the Yosemite Valley, and I saw some people do it on YouTube and thought that sounds really fun. So we did that. We biked around the valley. It takes about, I don't know, if you're really fast, you could do it in like an hour. But if you're taking your time, probably like 2 or 3 hours to look at everything. More gas, $32.66. We also got ice cream at this market, which I actually didn't include it here, so the total's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. Also in the Yosemite Valley, we got 2 ice cream bars, strawberries ice cream bars for $3.24. At the very end of the trip, we got ice cream at my cousin's local city. That was like $10 for like this massive cup of ice cream, and we just shared that. And then I was not expecting to spend $42 at falling prices. Basically, it's a liquidation store where everything is one price and the price falls each day. So that's a pretty cool store. Don't tell my dad about that store. He would spend so much money at that store. And then at the very end, I also got gas. So the breakdown, I think for each category is not too bad, but when you start to add things up, that's when I was like, oh, I actually spent a lot more money. I did not expect to spend 4 figures. I think if I wanted to save even more money, I think I would have signed up a lot sooner, and I think the cheapest price was $120 for registration. The Airbnb, probably the same cost. The cost would have been the same whether I went by myself or with someone else, so that wouldn't change. I probably wouldn't have bought the backpack. We probably could have done something else to have the same effect. I'm gonna cut out one gas fill up if we didn't do that little dragon trip, so I'm gonna take that out. I probably didn't need all of these snacks. Really, we only ate like, I don't know, like 10 bags of chips and maybe half of the trail mix. So this probably, I'm just gonna say it was like $30. Probably could have just gotten 1 gallon, so I'm gonna put this at 6. I didn't need that extra fry at Islands, so I think that would have saved me like, I don't know, $4. I probably could have cut out that milk tea as well. I wasn't like super sleepy anyways. What else? I could have skipped on the gear. Probably could have skipped on the ice cream. Not buy anything at falling prices. So if I did all of that, that would have brought it down to $792.31, or about $158 a day versus $1,179.34 or $235.87 a day. Overall, I love the trip, but I don't love the price. I did not expect to spend four figures. Now that I break it down to like the cheaper prices, maybe I should have been more frugal, but it is what it is. If you like these breakdowns, I enjoy making the spreadsheet. And so that was pretty cool. But let me know if you have any more ideas. I want to do two more videos on Yosemite. So one is the race report, actually talking about the race. And my second video I want to do is actually being at Yosemite. I probably should have recorded more footage, but I have a lot of pictures. I'll put that in the video. Yeah, if you stuck around this long, thank you for watching. And we will see you in the next one.